Nice to see you, pal.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Congratulations on this.
Thank you.
I don't know what I expected when I went to see it, but I didn't expect to see the best Transformers movie ever.
Well, those are kind words, and I'm glad you were rewarded with that experience.
I leaned into it, and I thought maybe it was a unique experience because, like, this was my era, the era that this movie's set in. But then I'm walking out, and I'm talking to these millennials, and I said, I love this movie, and I'm nuts, and everybody loved this movie.
Yeah, we've been screening to audiences, and everybody's gets the same feeling. They walk out of the theater feeling happy and energized, and I think the Transformers franchise is so legacied, and for a long time the fan base was clamoring for a new take,
right.
And they got it. And Travis Knight, our director, took some bold chances on the movie, and they seem to have all paid off. So we're all very happy.
When it's at its best, I mean, you would think the action would be the best parts of it, and don't get me wrong, the action's fantastic, but just the dialogue and the organic nature and the relationships, it kind of feels like a John Hughes movie lifted from the 80s.
And those were some of my favorite movies from the 80s, so that's what resonates with me about the film is the story. I come from a profession of live action entertainment, and if you do action for the sake of action, there's very little lasting entertainment because you're not invested in anything. Sure. Bumblebee is a great origin story where you learn about Bumblebee, you learn about Charlie, you learn about Memo, you learn about Agent Burns, and all of these characters have a definitive story arc through the movie. It really is easy to get invested in this movie.
Early on in this movie, when we see someone sitting at a table eating some Mr. T cereal, I realized I was going to love this movie. Let's go back to you. So you're probably like 10 or 11 during this era.
Yep.
What would I find you eating on a Saturday morning?
Not Mr. T, because that was probably 84, 85.
All right.
Not to kill the set, folks, but cereal very rarely has an expiration date. I would say I was probably eating Nintendo cereal because they had a divided box where one was Zelda and I think one was Mario Bros.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And what's on TV?
Certainly Tom and Jerry, Transformers.
Of course.
Any one of those WWF then animated.
Nice.
I think any one of those like famous Saturday morning cartoons.
And then we go into your bedroom. I'm looking around. What do I see?
Posters of souped-up cars. So little did I know I was like a Transformer fan well before Bumblebee, because I would watch Transformers, and then my room would be covered in souped-up cars.
Do you ever consider your life? Like that 10-year-old you should be high-fiving you right now. Cars, you're in a Transformer movie. WWF, you're a WWE star. You probably listen to some early hip-hop.
Yeah,
and you're a rapper.
I'm super grateful for everything that's happened. I try to have a great perspective on every single day.
And do you have a favorite car?
Right now I'm fancying a few of the British things, but my car relationships change over time. So new stuff that's coming out is pretty exciting. The new Bentley Continental is pretty exciting. But then again, like my favorite car of all time would probably have to be the first one I bought with my own money. I still have it. It's an '89 Jeep Wrangler.
Oh, nice. Boy.
And it is bare bones, and it looks like hell, but runs like a clock.
You could say that about me. Hey, congratulations. You've made the best Transformer movie of all time.
Man,
Good to see you. May I get a photo?
Yeah.
You look lovely.
Thank you, Mark.
Nice to see you.
And you as well.
What an awesome year you've had. You've done some amazing stuff. However, this year might be the coolest ever.
I think you're right about it.
You got Black Panther. You got Bumblebee.
Mm-hmm.
All right, have you seen this movie yet?
I have indeed.
How much fun is this?
I enjoyed it tremendously.
No offense, I don't know what I expected, but I didn't expect to be seeing the best Transformer movie ever made.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, there's a lot of heart, a lot of spirit. I mean, it's an origin story of how Bumblebee came to be. It predates the Transformer movies, but it pays homage to them. All the the stunning sequences that Transformer fans have come to know and to love, but also what they've been asking for, and that's the heart, the character, the grounding. So they deliver.
What I love about this, you are a powerful person. You've played some powerful people, but I've never seen you play like this kind of angry, mean person before.
I love it. I had it in me, and I was just waiting for it to come out.
You gotta get it out.
And that's one of the things that when I got the call to come and play, that was really intriguing and exciting for me. When they said that she's the evil antagonist Decepticon, first female Transformer also, and it was like, wow. So I was really humbled, to be asked to come along and to take a shot at it.
Well, you did a nice job, too.
Thank you.
And as an actor, you know, when you do traditional roles, you pretty much know what you get. You know what's in the can. You know pretty much how it's going to look. With this, so much of it, you have to wait and see.
You have to wait and see because you do so much of it, you know, alone. I mean, there's part of the movie, of course, it's a family dynamic.
Yeah.
But when it came to us, I didn't even get to play with my other Decepticon dropkick, so
What?
he wasn't even there in the room with me. So that's a brand new challenge. That was that's interesting, but it turned out great.
Yeah, walk me through the process. Are you just laying your voice down in a booth and waiting till later, or did you go on set to see what was going down?
Just laying my voice down in the booth and waiting till later.
Then this has to be one of the most anticipated movies you've ever seen.
It was like, oh, I loved it.
Do you have a favorite part?
I think when she first shows up, I mean, at the end, the big, you know, action sequence, the fight, you know, the fight to the death, you know, is a lot of fun. But as she meets, as she comes and they come to Earth.
Right.
And they meet the humans, you know, and it's the dialogue, the interchange with them, getting what she wants and not letting them, these very smart people
I love that.
in.
It's set in the 80s. You were practically a baby in the 80s. But from the 80s, what would I have found in your cassette player?
Oh, probably some James Brown,
Nice.
some Al Green.
Sure.
Some Al Jarreau. Yeah, that was a little later. Some Al Jarreau. Some Funkadelic, Prince.
Right?
Yeah, AWB.
I want your mixtape. Bumblebee would not spit that mixtape out. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time. I always wonder about you because if I had been born into your life, I probably would have died by the age of 18, just from not doing anything or doing everything wrong.
That's a strange thing to say.
Well, I mean, I just, you know, if anything were ever handed to me, I'm just wondering, how did you become so successful and so good at creating art and just doing?
You know, I think that, look, we all have things, you know, we all have talents that we're born with, and we all have, you know, things that are important to us. You know, I was a sense of drive was instilled in me very early on, and you know, I've always had passion for film and for storytelling, and I just pursued it with everything that I've had. It's been an incredible experience. I've been working in film and in animation for over 20 years. And you know, oftentimes bringing things to life with my bare hands.
Sure.
And it's just really satisfying, rewarding work. I think there's great nobility in hard work, and I love what I do.
Well, you find good stories and you tell them well. And this
Thank
is
you.
no exception. I don't know what I expected, but I didn't expect the best Transformers movie ever.
Oh, my God.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you, I appreciate
Oh,
that.
come on, I'm not the first, but everybody's saying that. I walked out of it thinking, did I lean into this just because, like, I'm from the 80s and I was buying into that? And these kids that were going, no, we loved it. It's great. It's awesome. You've made a Transformers for everyone.
Well, that was the intent. That's what I tried to do. You know, I tried to honor what has come before, and I think people come to expect, you know, great action and spectacle and cutting-edge visual effects and robot fisticuffs and high-speed chases. We wanted to have that ingredient, but I think the more important thing that I wanted to bring to this franchise was a really strong beating heart, to tell a story about, you know, the emotional inner life of this one Transformer and the relationship that he forges with Haley Steinfeld's character, Charlie. And that was, to me, that was the heart and soul of this movie. And to the extent that it worked, that people are connecting with that, I'm pleased with that.
And you don't hit just that one note the whole time, because, I mean, as brooding as that could possibly be, you also find some humanity in it, some humor in it at the same time. It feels like a John Hughes movie at some points.
John Hughes was a big influence, as was John Carpenter, as of course Steven Spielberg was, who was the, you know, executive producer on the film. And you know, I came of age in the 80s, and so I wanted to tell a film that felt like it was woven from that same thread, that was part of that fabric, that painting those colors. And I really wanted the film to feel like a classic Amblin coming of age story from the 80s, and that was the intent, and hopefully that we succeeded in that.
I try to stick to the movie and not ask personal questions, but I have to go here. Did you at any point in time during your youth eat Mr. T cereal?
I did, yes.
Rich, shocking. Mom and Dad let you eat Mr. T?
It was the 80s, man. I wouldn't care what the kid was eating.
It was sugar forward.
Yes.
What else would I have found on your kitchen table Saturday morning before cartoons?
Nothing good. Nothing healthy.
And what was on TV? Transformers and...
Transformers, clearly. Look, I loved cartoons, and so I was watching, I was watching all the Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny, and G.I. Joe, and Transformers, of course. I was a huge cartoon buff, which I don't think is any surprise.
Right.
But, of course, I loved science fiction. I loved John Carpenter. I loved John Hughes. 2s and, you know, all the great Amblin films. I mean, that's part of the fabric of my youth.
Well, congratulations on your youth turning into this excellence in Transformers history.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Appreciate it.
Hey, what'd you think? Be sure to hit like.
You know you love it, so subscribe.
And turn on that post notification bell.
Yeah, what she said. And watch some more videos right now.
Mark, don't do that with your finger. Just stop it. That makes people uncomfortable.
Mark.
I like it, though.
There's none of that on our videos. Don't worry.